Hello, did you get a CGO? Did you get a conditional job offer with an airline? If you're watching this video, you probably did, or it's on its way. So, either way, I just want to congratulate you because that means that you have done something amazing. So, let's dive in. I've got 10 tips for you to prepare before you go to flight attendant training. So, a lot of you know me as Abby Unger from Flight Attendant Career Connection, which is who I am. And for over 10 years, I've been helping aspiring flight attendants land their dream job. But before that, I was actually an in-flight instructor. So I taught initial and recurrent training for an airline for flight attendants. And then recently, I just finished a project with another airline working as an instructor in their ground operations program. So training is very near and dear to my heart. I love training, especially flight attendant training. But I sat down and I thought of 10 tips that are 10 things you need to do to prepare for training. So this is before you go to training, things you need to do. And I've got a list, okay, so that we can stay on track and we can get through these 10 things pretty quickly. First of all, I want you to follow the directions exactly in everything that your airline communicates to you. So I'm glad you're doing your research. I'm glad you're watching this YouTube video, you're reading blogs, you're reaching out to friends, people you know who have gone through training, and get all the advice that you can. But the golden standard is always going to be the communication that comes from your airline. Sometimes they will change what you wear to training. They will change where training is, how the flow goes. And so getting all of this advice from other people's personal experiences is amazing. But if it contradicts what is coming from the airline, please always default to what the airline says. Read everything they send you, bring everything they tell you to bring, do everything they ask you to do, and that will be the first step for success, because it's really important that flight attendants can follow instructions, that they can pay attention to details, and that they can do the things that they're asked to do without supervision. So sometimes that list or those instructions are your first test for training. Okay, so do what your airline asks you to do. Number two, get your supplies ready to go. Take supplies with you. What do I mean by supplies? So many things. Pens, pencils, index cards, highlighters, notebooks, sticky notes, notebooks, things to help you study. So think about when you were in school, or think about when if you've gotten someone ready for school, you need your school supplies. Different color highlighters are great, especially if you have different types of aircraft. You can highlight one type of aircraft information in one color and another aircraft in another color. It helps jog your memory. The same with index cards. So you want to get your supplies. Now, besides school supplies, I also consider the things that you need, or your supplies, is your training clothing. Different airlines have different rules. Some are going to have you wear black and white. Some are going to have you wear business casual. Some are going to have you bring a black suit. But you're going to want to read the instructions and get the clothes that you need. If you need clothes like certain color polo shirts, things like that, I love to use ThreadUp. ThreadUp is an online consignment shop. You can go on there and you can narrow it down your size, white, collared shirts, and it's a thrift store. So everything is a lot more affordable, but really great quality. So I'll put the link below. So if you click on my link, I think that you get a coupon in your email. So ThreadUp, I love to use to get the things that you need for training. Those khaki pants that you're not going to wear after training, get them used so that you can save your money for your bills, right? Also, you're going to want to get pantyhose. Pantyhose. If you're wearing the female uniform, you're going to want pantyhose. All right, so those count as supplies. Number three, set up a delivery service. So I'm going to sound old now when I say this, but back in my day, we had to take the shuttle to the Walmarts to get our groceries. But now you can order your groceries and they will bring it to you. So set up a delivery service. I love to use Shipt. Even when I travel now, when I travel with my family, I will, on the airplane, fill out a shift order, going to the hotel. I know what hotel we're staying at, and they'll bring it into the lobby and send me a message when they get there. I go down, load it up on the luggage cart, and now I haven't had to take any time to go grocery shopping. So do the same for you. Amazon is great, ordering through Amazon and things like that. Sam's Club, even if you have a Sam's Club membership, are great for dry goods, but you're going to want access to the fresh veggies and the fresh fruits and the cold things and the milk and things like that. So get like I said, I love Shipped. I'll put my link down below. You'll get a coupon, I think. If not, that's just the one that I use, but there's lots of different delivery services, but go ahead and set that up. Some of them have a subscription fee, so you want to go ahead and set them up before you get to training. Number 4, talk with your loved ones before you go. This seems pretty self-explanatory, but I don't mean just tell them what's happening or, depending on what the relationship is or how your relationships are, you're going to want to have some conversations with people, loved ones, your significant other, your children, no matter what age they are. How is mom's life changing? How is dad's life changing? How is the accessibility to you going to change? Because more than likely, it's going to change dramatically. You're going to be in training 8-10 hours a day with your cell phone off. So talk about how you are going to connect with them, so that they know what the expectation is while you're in training, so that you don't have to worry about, of course, you're going to miss each other, but you just want to manage expectations. So have some conversations. Also, do something fun with them. Have a little last celebration, especially if you have children that are still at home. Spend a little bit of time with them and do something that feels substantial so that you can have a little bit of a memory before you go away. Have a little bit of extra connection. All right, number 5. Look at your schedule and what you have scheduled during the time you're in training. Appointment wise. So this would be, when do your meds need to be refilled? Call your doctor, talk to them. I'm going to be here. Some medications can't be called in out of state, depending on what they are and how controlled they are. So if you're going to training in Texas and you live in Florida, your doctor may not be able to call your meds into Texas. So you need to talk with them about that. Let them know that when you're going to be gone and come up with a plan. Also, hair, nails, lashes. What do you do every 2 to 3 weeks? If you're going to training for 6 weeks and you're used to getting your nails done every 2 weeks, talk with the lady that does your nails or find a referral. You're just going to want to be thinking about that. Okay. Hair, all of those kinds of things. You just want to be thinking about the fact that you're going to be in a new town, in a new city with limited time and limited access to transportation for a period of time. Okay. So look at those things. Number 6, start working on your sleep routine. Here's the thing. Every time you Google sleep routine or how to set up a sleep routine, the first thing they're going to say is go to bed at the same time. Guess what is not possible as a flight attendant? Going to bed at the same time. You're in a different time zone. You got a different schedule. It's a different day. Like, everything is changing. So couple tips for setting up a sleep schedule. You can still set up, you're not going to be able to set up a sleep schedule, but you can set a sleep routine. So this will do a similar thing to going to bed at the same time every night, because it's sending your brain signals that we're starting to calm down. We're starting to get ready for bed. So it could be a certain lotion that you put on your feet. It could be a certain supplements that you take. It could be certain music that you listen to. It could be a journal, a meditation, a different yoga, whatever it is. It could be as simple as I lay out my clothes for the next day. I tidy up my bathroom space. I do my skincare routine. Anything like that, but you want to start setting it up as a routine. So you're doing it in the same order to help send your body and your brain those signals that it's time for bed, because there's going to be times in training when your schedule is all off. It's not 9 to 5, neither is flying. So there's going to be days where you are in the classroom at 7 a.m. for a week and a half, and then you're on hands-on training, and now we've got a 3:15 bus that we've got to catch in the morning, or the other way, a 3:15 in the afternoon bus that we're practicing until midnight. So those are things. That's another thing that I want you to start working on, is setting up a sleep routine. All right, number 7. If you haven't already, more than likely your training class has a Facebook group. I hope you're a part of my big Facebook group, Flight Attendant Career Connection. But aside from that, go ahead and look and see if you can find a Facebook group for your training class. You can use it by searching the name of your airline and either your training date or whatever your class is being called in the communication from the company. And you can usually find that your training class has a Facebook group that you can join so that you can kind of coordinate and get to know each other a little bit and just connect, because having friends, having support, emotional support, especially for people who are going through it with you, in the trenches with you, is one thing that's really helpful as far as success goes. Number 8, pack comfort items. Take comfort items with you. My very first training that I went to, flight attendant training, I remember asking my mom to send me my Bible because I'd forgotten it, hadn't taken it with me. It wasn't on the list from the company, obviously, but this training is stressful. It will stretch you. It will grow you. It will beat you. It will shrink you. It will expand you. It will do all the things to you. So bring comfort items with you. She sent me my Bible, and it was just comforting to have it there on the nightstand. Didn't have much time for it, but it was comforting to have it there. Pictures of your loved ones printed out. We have everything on our phone now. Printed out, maybe even in a little dollar store frame or something, can be really nice to have on your desk, in your hotel room. If you have like a lovey, I have a friend who brought her lovey that she's had since she was a baby, so that she could continue to sleep with it. Or like a special blanket or a quilt or something to put on the foot of your bed. If you like to color, if that's one of the ways you kind of like decompress, bringing your coloring supplies, bringing your pens in and color. You think that you won't have time for anything, but you have to make time for something that is good for your soul. So bring those comfort items with you. Number 9 is kind of along the same lines, and this is about mail. So depending on what your family and loved one situation is, sending mail is kind of a nice way to connect with and make the experience of you being in training in a different place special for your people back home, especially if you have children that are on the younger side. So taking stamps, addresses of people that you want to mail to, maybe their nieces and nephews or friends, cousins, someone else that would love to get a postcard and you don't know their address by heart. So getting their address and stamps. Postcard stamps are great because when you do go on a training flight, I remember my first training flight was to Omaha, and you bet you I bought me some postcards. It had like a cow on it. I mean, it was like so Omaha. But, sending that home, now I have children at home. I would definitely be sending postcards home if I was in flight attendant training. It's just a way to kind of stay connected. And then number 10 tip, number 10 tip to prepare for flight attendant training is to remember that you were chosen for a reason. You did not trick them into hiring you. They didn't hire you out of pity. They didn't invite you because you tried so many times and you seemed so desperate. They invited you to training because they knew, just like you already knew, that you are going to make an amazing flight attendant. And training is designed just to turn you into that flight attendant. They have already invested money in you. They have already put their stamp of approval on you. It is not in their best interest in any way to send you home, to set you up to not be successful. Everything is now pointing towards you being successful at this point. Everything. They've already spent money on you. They want to get their investment back. They've already said, we see our airline in her or in him, and they are going to do everything that they can to turn you into that flight attendant. Trust the process. Trust the process. They will say this to you over and over again. Everything is designed in a way to set you up for success, from the order of training, for the schedule, the way that things are done are all designed to set you up for success and turn you into a flight attendant. So again, I'm so excited for you. I cannot wait to see where your wings take you. And I hope that these 10 tips about how to prepare for flight attendant training were helpful. Talk to you later.